Do you want to start a nursing agency? Maybe you're a nurse and you want to be on the other side of the healthcare industry, the owner's side. In today's video, I'll be giving you a step-by-step overview on how to start a nursing agency and plan to do so in less than 10 minutes. In that time, you'll learn what you need to do to start this business with less than $2,000, what software to use, and how I plan to help you realize your dream of starting your own healthcare staffing firm. If you stay to the very end, I'll cover my plans to guide you through this process, improving your chances for success. I have been in the nurse staffing and home healthcare agency business for over 25 years and have now expanded into a multi-state operation. My company is AidBook, the leader in tech-enabled home healthcare and staffing services, and I couldn't be prouder of the company my team has built. In the past 4 years, the companies I run have generated over $35 million in revenue and as much as $1 million a month in staffing services. We have hired and employed thousands of people over the years, and there's still more upside for us to come. My nursing agency started with my mother, who herself is a nurse. I was her assistant at the age of 14, handling all aspects of the business. With maturity and experience, as well as education and healthcare management, I emerged to take on the chief executive position and turbocharge that business. I say all this to let you know that I'm qualified to sit here and tell you how to start a nursing agency in less than 10 minutes. On this channel, I go into detail about how I run my businesses, which include real estate, home healthcare staffing, and software. I'm in business because I plan to retire early, travel the world, and live the life of my dreams. The only way that I see that happening is to have strong passive income and well-built organizations that can finance my lifestyle. If this is your first time, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. Make sure that notification bell is turned on as well. I'm here on a mission to guide people to living their dreams. My name is Carl, and this is ENTP Life. So I've broken down how to start a nursing agency into 10 basic steps. Step 1 is to decide what kind of agency you're going to be. There are several types of agencies, and they all get labeled a little bit differently. And let me explain what the difference is between them. An agency or a nursing agency is a company that charges the employee a placement fee. This means that they take a percentage out of that employee's salary because they got them a job. Think of actors, sports players, etc. Their agents take a commission or a fee out of their salary. A staffing firm, on the other hand, or a nurse registry, is charging a hospital or nursing home a fee. They're taking a cut from that fee, and then they're paying the nurse directly. That nurse is in fact their employee. So there's a difference between agency and staffing firm. And this is important for you to know because we use the term wrong. And when you're going out to start your company and you're going out to do your research, you're going to find that there's people who are going to use the terms interchangeably, and legally they are very different. Step 2 is definitely to look up your local regulations for the type of agency you plan to run. Do you need a special license in your city or state to operate? In the state of Florida, for instance, you need to register with their Department of Health as a nurse registry. In New York, you don't have to do that unless you're doing an agency, as I said before, an agency where you're charging a fee to your employees. So you need to contact your Department of Labor, your local Consumer Affairs, and your Department of Health to determine what sort of registration you need, if any, in your state to run your business. Step 3 is to pick a name and set up your business type. Now, a lot of people tend to try to put their name, their personal name, into their business. I think that's a bad idea. Another debate is whether or not you should be a corporation or an LLC. And this is really something that you're going to have to discuss with your attorney to explain to you what are the differences as far as liability between the two and which one's going to be the best fit for your company. Step 4 is research your market to know the areas of demand, the rates that you can charge, and the pay rates that you're going to have to pay your staff. Knowing this information allows you to know exactly how profitable you're going to be and sort of what sort of angle you should position yourself for when you're trying to differentiate yourself in your marketplace. Step 5 is to develop your service contract. Now you're going to need a contract that outlines the terms and conditions of the services that you're rendering. Remember, you're going to be charging a fee to a hospital, nursing home, doctor's office, and you need to say how frequently are you going to be paid, how much are you going to be paid, and what is the legal requirements for you as the employer of the staff that's working there. You might want to consult with an attorney to develop your service contract, or if you're really trying to be cheap and start this out very simply, you could rip one offline. Step 6 is get On-Time ITS, the software that I've developed. This software can really simplify your life. I built this software myself to run my agency as smoothly as possible. It has tons of features like compliance tracking, billing, payroll processing, and GPS time and attendance. OnTime integrates with top payroll processors like ADP and Paychex, making payroll runs super simple. There's a link right down below for my software so that you can contact me and set up a demo, and then we could go ahead about configuring your system. I really like this software because when I started, we were doing everything with paper, and that really slows you down and leaves you open to make a lot of mistakes, either underbilling or overbilling, underpaying your staff or overpaying your staff, not knowing who's at work, etc. Using this software really helps you. On to step 7. You need to start onboarding your nurses and have them on standby. You want to build a nice book of workers so that when you do get your service contract, you're able to deploy them right away and not be an agency that has no staff. Step 8 is to solicit and secure a staffing contract by calling your target providers in the market that you plan on servicing. It's obvious, if you're going to hire people, you need to place them somewhere. So it's kind of that funny game of the chicken or the egg. But you need to get yourself insured. You're going to need workers' compensation insurance, general liability insurance, and you should also maintain a malpractice policy. Now, this is where some of the money gets consumed when you're starting. In all actuality, workers' comp is related directly to how much you pay. General liability insurance is rather cheap, and malpractice insurance, believe it or not, for nursing firms is also cheap. It's a good idea to also have the nurses who are working within your firm maintain their own malpractice insurance, and it's super cheap, as little as $100 a year. So it's not that big of a deal. Step 10, which is your final step, is to place your very first employee. Once you do so, you can officially say that you're in business. And just like that, you're on your way. Even though I gave you the step-by-steps and the tools that you need to get started, it's not going to be that simple. Back in 2020, I did an interview with Earn Your Leisure, the business podcast. And if you haven't seen that podcast, I definitely recommend that you check out Earn Your Leisure. I'll probably insert a card somewhere above or below so that you could see that interview. But from that interview, I get about 2 to 3 inquiries a day asking, how do you start a healthcare staffing agency? How do you start a home healthcare agency? And I realized that there's a gap in, I guess, the internet to teach people how to do this properly. I also have a how to invest in real estate course called Killing the American Dream on my website, entplife.com. So what I decided to do was create a step-by-step guide for people who are starting a nursing agency similar to my Killing the American Dream program. In this program, I'm expecting to have between 5 and 10 hours of content where I direct you exactly on how to achieve these 10 steps so that you're improving your chances for success. I'll help you configure your software, help you even structure your service contract, calculating your rates to ensure that you're being profitable, and all of the things that you need to do in order to be successful. So if you're the type of person who likes to kind of be mentored, have your hand held, I think that program is going to be the best option for you. I'm going to include an email address down below, info@aidbook.com. If you're interested in potentially enrolling in that program because you really want that step-by-step, you really want that hand-holding, make sure you email me there so I can put you on the list so that when the program comes out, you're first on the list and you're able to register and get started. I'm going to be there to really guide you and make sure that you're on your pathway to success, sharing some of the tools that we have, getting you set up properly so that you have the best chance of success. And I want you, pretty much people throughout the country, to have exposure to this. I'm currently operating in New York and Florida, and I plan on expanding kind of between those states on the East Coast. If you're in another state, it doesn't really bother me to share this information with you because there's enough of a need within the healthcare industry that multiple people who are really interested in getting started can do so. So definitely look out for that. And once again, make sure that you email me to be on that list. Thanks again for checking me out here at ENTP Life. I'll see you in the next video.